They call her the mother of dragons, and they're bloody wyverns. Don't they know the difference? Dota knows the difference.
Dota knows the difference, but
Dragons have 4 legs, wyvern have 2, and those little dinky arms.
they
Wyvern are also smart.
Game of Thrones appeals to not only nerds but also non-nerds, which is why it's so popular. So
I guess the mother of wyverns doesn't quite have the same ring to it.
the general public probably doesn't even know what a wyvern is. We know it because it's very common
Because
in fantasy lore.
we've had this argument before about the
not
difference.
not only
between
that, like if you played in like Magic the Gathering, you probably know what a wyvern is.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true. You're right.
You just know wyverns from so many different things.
Yeah, it's in a lot of lore.
But
Still
the general
bothers me.
public, do they know? I bet if you took a poll, that
I bet if you took a
wouldn't be
poll,
very
most
high.
people wouldn't even care. They would just check the I couldn't give less of a shit box.
That's a good box.
Well, speaking the opposite of that box, Nyx Assassin. Actually, no, he doesn't really give a shit. He just runs in there. Good against Darkseer. Kind of guaranteed stuns with the Ion Shell. Just run on in with Spike Carapace.
It's not an unusual pick here.
Doesn't really counter Spirit Breaker, Winter Wyvern, or another interesting pick, the Sand King.
No, the Nyx Assassin is actually pretty strange here. Huh.
Do you think... I wonder how they're going to lane... It's just an off-lane Nyx, I guess it has to be. Mid-lane
No, it doesn't
DK,
have to be.
safe lane Lifestealer? How else would you lane this?
We've seen a lot of teams support Nyx. Especially if you hear that can go into the jungle early. Lifestealer can go into the jungle pretty early. You can let Nyx take levels.
Okay.
You can't be super presumptuous about it. Like, Riki's almost always support. But Nyx can sometimes be support. Anyways, the Nyx is weird, because they don't need a vehicle for the Lifestealer, because Riki already covers that role. He doesn't really counter any of their heroes. He's, like, okay versus Darkseer, but it's not that great. And he's just, like, mediocre versus the other heroes.
I mean, I guess it's kind of nice against Sandstorm, but they picked the SK into it, so they're obviously not too concerned about the free stuns when he's sitting there in Darude style.
This requires a lot of coordination to pull off from Fantastic5. The Winter Wyvern Darkseer Sand King combo, because if you cast Sand King ultimate too early, or you don't, or you like, let's say you kill the curse target too quickly, then they can rage and pop their carapace and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, and also the Winter's Curse can screw up the damage on the AoE damage that you're going for.
if you kill it too quickly, they pop their cooldowns. If you kill them too late, then you reduce a lot of damage from the epicenter. So it requires like impeccable timing from them.
Yeah, and they'll take the Terror Blade to round out their draft. Empire, what are they looking at here? A little bit open-ended. I guess it depends what they want to do with the Nyx Assassin, as you were
I'm
mentioning.
all down for the ET here.
Has Empire been playing the ET?
All teams should be playing ET now and then. And versus Terrorblade, I think it's pretty good, although it would make their lineup pretty greedy.
They have...
I think it's good, though, versus 4 melees as well.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
just
that's
get
true.
stomped.
It's really good against melee heroes. I'm just a fan of the core Nyx Assassin. I feel like that hero has some wasted potential as a roaming support. Because he can just take over if he gets a good start.
Like, I don't think he roams that much nowadays. He just, like, babysits and jacks all their levels.
Okay.
This is only if your safe lane's very strong, though. Versus Darkseer Spirit Breaker, I think it has to be off-lane Nyx. I think it's too weak to not be.
So probably looking for a support here.
Yeah, Disruptor would have been good for them, but it's already banned out.
Yeah, Lion would have been great. We talked about how good that is against Terrorblade.
They need more team fight. Elder Titan, dude. Elder Titan's my pick for them. What else is there, though?
I mean, there's
Team
like a
Empire.
Vengeful Spirit. I like the ET pick, too. For some reason, I don't think they're going to take it, though. I just don't think
Yeah,
it's
I don't think they're
in
gonna take
Empire's comfort zone right now.
Let's see, what else do they like? I could go for an Enigma.
They might take like a Witch Doctor or something. Just get some extra stun. They take Rubik. All right.
Oh, Rubik's decent. It's good to pressure the Darkseer. They can actually have a way to kill him now.
Yeah, it's not an obvious Rubik game. I mean, it's not like there's a Ravage or huge spells to steal, but not a bad game either. There's always something that he can grab.
He's also good versus the Spirit Breaker. Before that, they didn't really have a good way to interrupt.
Oh, yeah. He
interrupt
comes
the
charging
Spirit
in, you just lift him up, and
Yeah.
SB gets stopped dead in his tracks. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That low cast point.
Yeah.
That low cast point life.
This isn't kind of a different take on both sides.
Okay,
All right,
predictions.
Here we go.
Total number of smoke gank kills by 10. So who's going to smoke here? I would definitely say Empire over F5. Sand King is not a good smoke hero. Neither is Spirit Breaker. So how many would... But it's a...
It's kills. It's not smokes used. It's they rotate and get a kill immediately after. That's a weird...
That is a tough one.
My gut's telling me 2.
My gut's telling me 0.
All right, I'm going to go with 1 then.
Yeah, I'm going with 0.
Player with highest net worth at game
Wait, let's see
end.
if anyone starts with smokes. This will affect it greatly. Okay, I don't see any smokes. I'm
All
sticking
right.
with 0.
I think there might be one. There'll be a rotation. Highest net worth at the end. Ooh, God. I'm gonna go with the Terrorblade. I think it's gonna be Illidan.
Well, who do you think is going to win? Is more important.
I'm honestly not sure. I would have said Empire if I hadn't watched the Fantastic
Okay,
5
I'm going
games.
with Illidan. Total number of Blink Daggers purchased by 25. Sand King for sure.
1,
Darkseer might not have it by
2,
25.
maybe 3, maybe 4.
What? 4 by 25? Who's going to get 4?
DK, Nyx, Sand King, Darkseer.
By 25?
Who-
I'm going 0 to 2, dude.
What are the options here? Oh God,
I'm definitely going 0 to 2. Okay. How long will the game be? Oh my god.
I'm gonna go 3 to 4 just because I want to be different. Oh God, these.
How long will the game be?
I'm gonna say 37 to 44.
I'm going to.
That's pretty average.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this game's gonna end early unless it's a super stomp.
I'll go with 37 to 44. Wait, would you go 37 44?
Yeah.
I'll go 44. The 44 is so long though.
Yeah, dude, that's like a. I feel like that one is just right in the average game length.
Okay, I'm going 44 to 60 just because it's a huge time length.
Okay. All right. Some differences here. Uh-oh, Miposhka. That's gonna be a first blood for F5. Wait, was he good? It looked like he was almost good for a second there, but no. Okay, they've got a sentry ward down. It didn't matter. That one last auto attack, I was like, wait a second there, buddy. That's a good start for F5. First blood.
Wait, what's happening? Mid Sand King? Oh, mid Sand King versus DK? Oh, that's pretty good. Especially considering he got first blood and bounty rune for a bottle.
Oh my God, that's
the dream.
Crazy good start. All right, so these lanes are definitely a little bit different here. It's going to be Darkseer, Spirit Breaker offlane. That part's not too surprising. Safe lane, Terrorblade, and Winter Wyvern support. Yeah.
I was too busy with the predictions to realize that they were doing mid Sand King.
Damn it, predictions.
Sand King's actually pretty good versus DK because he's very weak to magic and Caustic is just ownage against melees. And Poshka trying to do some dirty stuff, going to the mid lane. I don't really think he can kill a Sand King. If he Caustics all the creeps, then Riki's gonna die.
Yeah, the caustic damage really adds up. It seems like if you've never really played it, it doesn't feel like it's that much, but when you're just a melee hero tank and all that, it's really irritating to lane against.
Our men not able to stop Empire from getting a stack into a pull-off. That's not some good lane control coming out from them. It's all good, though.
Miposhka looking for a courier snipe here.
He already has his bottle. Yeah, about that. About that, Miposhka.
Yeah.
He's ready, the first blood, you should know.
He's ready, though. He's ready to recover the first blood gold with this courier. This frog's not even moving, dude. This is one happy delivery frog back at the well, safe and sound.
BZZ just purchased his boots, and it is on its way. He can wait.
Do you think? So how suspicious would you be here of a Riki? I mean, do you start moving this thing in the weird path? Well, they stop it, so it looks like they're at least somewhat suspicious. They haven't really seen the Riki yet since he died.
Yep, you're suspicious. So how long does Miposhka sit here?
I don't know. How long is it worth it? Like, how long until the Riki starts counting the amount of experience lost?
Definitely 3 minutes is the hard limit because that's when you upgrade.
Right, okay.
So it's only 1 more minute. What's the over-under? Give me a prediction. I'll say he leaves at 240.
I think he'll leave at 225.
225? Okay.
Uh-oh, down bottom. Charge onto Ramses. Yol sets it up. Illidan not going to dive the tower. King R
No reflection from him.
rotates back in. Yeah.
Unusual build with the one. Okay. Riki. Oh.
Come on, leave. Leave.
Nah,
Oh, you bastard.
He's still waiting. You lost.
Dude, he is dedicated to this.
Oh, wait, he has
oh
left.
what? He left at 28.
Yeah, I think you win.
Okay.
Wait, what if he goes back though?
Oh, he didn't plan for such
He did not plan.
chivalry.
You are a winner.
Woo. All right.
You get fake points.
Dude, that's what life's all about.
All right, Miposhka. He sees Yol, but he's just a level 1 Riki with Oof.
And he's going to walk into a sentry ward here. Yol probably not going to reveal it. They're pinging it out, just going to try to bait him in.
And he has a dust. So this should be easy kill. No reflection yet on Terrorblade, so they don't have the triple slow. Ooh, Arctic Burn plus reflection. That is GG.
Oh, yeah, that's dirty. This is a pretty slow start for the Riki. Oh, they're actually going to charge this. They dust him. Arctic Burn comes in. Can they do this with just 2? Do they actually have the damage? It looks like they do. Still half duration on the dust. Oh, man, that slow is dirty. Roshan comes in, gives him the swipe. Nicely done there, Miposhka.
He just wasted splitter shards on Roche. He has Lincolns.
It was a noble effort. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but sometimes you just forget.
Yeah. The heat of the moment.
Yep.
It was well timed by the Ricky, though. It's not always easy to get that deny on Roche. He's a funny beast, that one.
Easy.
All right.
That was pretty funny.
Dude, this game's awesome already. We've seen a first blood and a Roche
man.
deny. This is one of
Pasha
the...
on top.
Oh, there we go. Maposhka finally getting up on the scoreboard. He'll set it up for Afterlife, who could almost die to the creep. Ion Shell not quite there. 15 HP. He's going to try to TP home. Spirit Breaker wants it, but he ain't going to get it.
That was a really nice Carapace. Easy Carapace on Ion Shell. Easy.
Yeah. Yeah, good setup there.
So he has gone for 3-0-2 on the Sand King. Some people only like 1 because it's much better 0-1 than 1-2.
It is kind of a value point at level 1, but...
Depends on how hard you want to pressure the DK. It really starts to suffer later if you don't get kills and you fall behind levels and you don't have Max Sandstorm, because Max Sandstorm is just godly.
Right. That's how you actually farm in the jungle. It does so much damage.
But you don't need jungle if you can farm lane.
That's very true. It is also an off-lane lifestealer for Empire. I didn't really mention it too much, just the way they set up these lanes. There wasn't really anywhere else for him to go with the DK mid.
They much prefer to sack the Nyx as opposed to the lifestealer, because Nyx doesn't need farm, whereas lifestealer does. So that was kind of a decent move by them. However, he hasn't been able to farm that much on the bottom lane.
You know, we didn't really talk
King
about
R
it.
getting owned, charge with the Ion Shell, BZZ with an easy stun.
Yeah, good setup there.
I'm going to pretend you didn't miss that kill.
No, I thought they were going to go in on the Pasha up top, but he just backed out instead. They're going to rinse and repeat. I was going to say, the Mana Burn's actually really good against the Darkseer in lane. Now he's going to dive onto Maposhka, doing some decent damage, but no detection. Sidesteps the stun.
Soul Ring, Ion Shell, they have it. Oh,
Charge across. Nice setup from Afterlife. That's good use of the Carapace. Now they're going to go in on him, though. And now this Nyx is in big trouble. They know he doesn't have a Carapace. He's out of mana, and now he's going to be out of HP. Can they find him in the tree line? They're pinging it. Get in there. Maposhka, he actually finds the kill first. Now Pasha's on the run. Great rotation from Scandal. Connects with the Dragon Tail, and Pasha, I think he's done so here. Rubik even rotating up. It's a 4-on-2. Sand King, what are you doing?
Afterlife's owning.
He sure
We
is.
doubted the Nyx, but the safe lane Nyx versus the
Darkseer. Dude, it's incredible. It's not even just for the guaranteed stun, but the mana burn is really annoying.
They also didn't have the YOLO under the T1, but...
That's true. That's very true.
Can't spell YOLO without YOL.
Also true. BCZ up in the top lane. What are you doing, you little devil?
Causticing homies.
Yeah, but shouldn't he be like farming in the mid lane right now?
No,
It's just this.
because they have Spirit Breaker hot on his trail.
Yeah, that's true. Stun, Epicenter on one side. King R probably going to die here. Yep, and on the other way, Afterlife on the run out. He does get dusted up. Pasha just going to be able to chase him down. No mana, nowhere to go. And looks like BZZ's persistence will pay some dividends here. They get a twofer. Though it did cost them a lot of damage on this tier 1 tower mid.
Worth.
All right.
In case that was a question.
The great Melrini calls it.
Worth.
You should take magic classes. I think the great Melrini needs to be on stages everywhere.
I don't want to do magic.
I'd like to see you do magic, though.
I feel like my delivery would just be awful.
That's why it would be funny. And you've got so many fans that people would actually watch it, too.
You guys want to see something cool? That's how I would lead.
You guys want to see something awesome? All right. Here's my assistant.
I don't need an
Ramses
assistant.
on the
please.
run. Every great magician has an assistant.
I don't want an assistant.
Come on, Melrini.
Please. I'd be a solo magician.
Dude, that is the trick to magic. You get a girl with a low-cut top, so everyone's looking at that instead of your hands when
That's
you're pulling
cheap.
quarters out of your ass.
That's cheap, Andrew.
Hey, I didn't say magic was for winners. I just said it would be funny to see you do it.
I want to be a winner if I were to be a magician.
All right, well, keep working on it, man. One day.
No, this is only hypothetical.
In my anti-dreams. All right, where are we at here? 4-3, 8 minutes in. Sand King, #1 on net worth. What's the build here when you're going for a core Sand King like this? Is it like pretty standard? You just go like Blink Force Staff? Do you go for an early Ags? Looks like he's going to go first item Force Staff.
Force Staff Rush is the play versus the Lifestealer Bomb.
Okay.
Lifestealer Riki.
Do you even get a Blink Dagger here?
Of course you get a Blink Dagger.
Okay, so you don't Okay, so you go 4-staff blink. You just transpose them.
Actually, I've seen some people try and skip it out because of the new scepter.
That's what I was thinking.
Before scepter, it would have been crazy talk, but Yol is in deep, and he is dead.
You can't spell YOLO without YOL. I'm going to recycle it because that was deep. Illidan, well, of course he follows suit, and they get punished hard.
Of course, Illidan would be there.
Like, again, though, that was such a like super ambitious dive. It's like best case scenario, we kill one and both die. Worst case scenario,
No, best case scenarios, they make Empire respect it.
just nobody TPs and says, "Yep, they're dead." Spirit Breaker's charging again.
They make it seem okay. So let's say like one hero, like let's say Spirit Breaker is diving a hero on the opposite side of the map. He might be the only one there, but they might TP as 4 because they're just that crazy.
Okay, yep. No, oh no, he jumps into a creep. Yol, he's got the lawnmower on. He's only level 4, but Ion Shell's coming in aplenty. They want Ramses here, but he's got phase boots. He will scurry away back to safety. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Winter's Curse comes out onto Afterlife. RMN now with a Splinter Blast. TP in from BZZ, connects with a stun. Afterlife getting low. Sand King not quite able to give him the claws to bring him down. RMN still playing Ring Around the Rosie. Oh, the footwork from the Wyvern. Scandal can't quite get him. Keep juking, keep jiving. Oh, he's going to die. All right, well, Winter Wyvern goes down. Sand King couldn't find the kill on his side of it. And Scandal just says, I'm out of here, boys.
Wow, that's so many missed kills. BZZ, man. Missing the stuns.
So, do you think he'll go Blink or Ags after the 4-staff? What's your call?
I think Blink, just so they get the instant stun on the Lifestealer. It's
Okay.
really important to be able to get the instant stun on them. So you
Yeah.
can chain stun with a, Spirit Breaker, ulti, into Darkseer, Vacuum. Like, all these spells are pretty important.
All
to
right.
kill Lifestealer.
Number of smoke ganks by 10 minutes, 0.
Thank you.
+1 Merlini.
Thank you.
Gosh darn it.
You said 2? You were
No, I picked
crazy.
one. I picked
no,
one.
you told me 2 at the
I
start.
said 2, and then he talked me out of
I
it.
was like, dude, you're crazy. They don't have the smoke gank heroes. They already have Riki.
Hey,
You don't
Rubik, man. Come on. He smokes sometimes, right?
He does, but
I've seen this guy with a pipe.
He doesn't have a good partner to smoke with.
Well, Oh, my daughter crashed because I looked at Rubik.
Way
Great.
to go.
Great. Thanks, Rubik. Thanks. Gosh.
I'll keep talking about how the game's going. Afterlife has vendetted up looking for someone, but he will not find anyone. That's about it.
Great. Come on, Dota. You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay, so let's see. Empire. Both teams have terrible Roche lineups. I would say F5 is a little bit better. However, Illidan is still quite underfarmed at this point in the game. Dragon Knight going for the armlet build. Once they get the 4-staff up, which is already up on BZZ, I think Empire might be in a little bit of trouble because of the constant kiting mechanisms they have for old Lifestealer.
All right. Back in the action. I learned my lesson, never clicking on Rubik again.
Dude, my dude has been crashing a lot lately.
Really? More than usual?
Oh, Rubik with this. Yeah, more than usual. Rubik with the Burrow Strike steal. I forgot about that. He's so good with Burrow Strike.
Yeah. What's so special? Is it like the Earthshaker thing where there's no cast point, so it's amazing? There's no cast point on it
There's no
anyway.
cast point anyway.
What's
He's
so
just
good
really
about
good just because it's it's even more instantaneous than his telekinesis.
Oh, you mean to like stop Spirit Breaker and just initiate stuns and stuff?
Yeah, and it just makes
Okay.
him super elusive. So he's like, you don't need a blink because he has the Burrow Strike initiation.
Okay, I like that.
Yol gonna be in some trouble. Look at this.
Oh, King R falls short.
Okay.
A noble effort,
I
and
had
now
that
Scandal
uploaded too much.
with a stun, and BZC misses the stun the other way. What is going on here? Yol charging in right onto King R. It's a Rubik. Don't click on him. It'll crash your Dota. Yol, oh no, stun the other way. King R connects on 2. But now the ult from Winter Wyvern. Is it going to be enough? A lot of damage being traded. It's actually the Winter Wyvern that dies first, but then they lose the Rubik. Now Yol on the back foot. It looks like Empire is starting to pull ahead. Pasha going to try to turn one way. Do they have any detection? Doesn't look like it, but they do have pretty good damage. They don't need
Damn.
detection. Pasha is a Darkseer. My god. BZZ, now they need the detection, and they're not going to have it. It's a 1 for 3, 1 for 2. He did not die to the neutrals like he was hoping for there. That was a really chaotic fight. Sunder mid. Illidan gets the tower. That's pretty nice.
Stolen Sunder.
It's a pretty good spell.
That's alright. Pretty decent.
I guess level 1, it's actually kind of mana intensive, but
Usually Rubik just dies though.
yeah. Does he... Is the deal with Rubik where he just has 0 cast point on anything he steals?
Yes.
Because doesn't Sunder have a bit of a cast
It's-
point on it?
Yeah, it's very, very low. I don't
Okay.
exactly know the cast point on it, but
Yeah. I guess the range is kind of decent, but yeah.
Yep.
All right, Darkseer with the mech. For some reason, I thought Pasha was playing Riki in that fight. I don't know. I think the exhaustion is catching up with me here.
What is the exact cast point? Let me see.
Yeah, it's actually interesting to look at the list of spells by cast point. You don't realize how long some of them are until you look at it. Like I know, like Fissure is up there. Song of the Siren is up there. There's a
He has
couple
an
other
instant cast point for all stolen spells except for Assassinate, Requiem, Teleportation, Poof, Stasis Trap, and Remote Mines. So,
Okay.
yes.
All of those make sense. All of those have like a cast point. Like Poof is kind of like channeling up. Same with Requiem.
But Stasis is a little strange. I guess you're not a Techies player, so you probably...
No, I mean I've played Techies enough to I know what you mean. It is kind of weird.
It is weird. I wouldn't expect it to be on that list. So it is instant.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. Can you imagine if it was instant cast Requiem? How broken that would be. Just blink in and bomb.
It's just so hard to tell his animation because like that's one of the animations you just don't see very often.
Oh yeah.
So you're like, what is he doing? Oh.
And when
crap.
Shadow Fiend does it, it's so obvious. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
A couple of those weird ones, like when he rides the broom when he's laying fire with Firefly. First time you see it, you're like, what the hell is that Rubik doing?
And he's aiming his wand with the Assassinate.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, I forgot about that.
That
one.
is really cool.
Yeah, Rubik is one of the cooler heroes in terms of his like motions and stuff that he does for sure.
Mposhka with an Infest Bomb just waiting behind the tower, but F5 will be more than happy to trade Uno for Uno.
Yeah, Scandal doing a lot of damage to this tower, and actually both teams pushing at a pretty comparable pace.
I think this is way better for F5 because of the Roche.
Infest Bomb, Mposhka in on Illidan. They're going to drop the silence. He does have a Sunder available. He gets it off onto Ramses. This could actually be pretty big. Yol comes charging on in. The Riki forced to go into Tricks of the Trade. King R getting low. Now the Sand King joins the party, and Empire in shambles. They've lost 4, and they're soon to lose 5. Scandal's on the run, but the Elder Dragon not going to be able to make it out. A series of double kills, 11-9, as F5 now move into the Tier 2 tower. That is one hell of a lot of net worth exchanged in 15 minutes.
Wow. Their team fight composition is just way too strong. Empire were just not set up for that fight. How do they expect to take that fight? That's crazy.
It was like they walked in there as if Fantastic5 weren't all grouped up. Like there were only 2 or 3 of them there or something. I mean, they initiated with the Riki, Lifestealer, and Fest Bomb, and it just didn't do enough. That was really all it came down to.
He's under Lifestealer and then Rubik's under the Lifestealer too. Try to get him back up.
Oh, is that what happened? Is that how he healed up like that? I saw he jumped. Okay. That's pretty clutch from King R. I like the effort.
Yeah, he almost died though. Well, he did die from it. He would have died anyway.
Yeah. It was pretty ambitious to try to go on the Terrorblade like that.
It was, because Sand King just has all the time in the world to just do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
You're still fighting into not only the Winter's Curse in a vacuum combo, but on top of that you have the Sand King, which is, I don't really blame Empire too much for, just because Sand King's not terribly popular nowadays, but that is a really potent combo. They need more big ABs, they need control of the Sand King.
Just wait till a Veil comes out. I mean, it's going to be so much magic damage. Spirit Breaker does a lot of magic damage. Winter Wyvern, Darkseer.
Are they going to get a Veil though?
I think they should. I mean,
Yeah, maybe at some point.
There's the Blink Dagger on Sand King. I mean, I'm not sure who the ideal carrier is, but definitely a Veil game, I think.
I think Sand King after Aether plus Scepter, but then that would already put him at 5 slots.
Yeah, and at that point, I don't know. I mean, the way that they're fighting in this mid game, I mean, if they had a Veil there, that would have been an even more convincing fight.
Okay, well, it looks like you're right on the Blink Dagger pickup. We have... Wait, what is the answer? We see 2. Sand King and Darkseer. I didn't expect Darkseer to be this farm that early.
Yeah, here we go. Charge in onto Scandal. Oh, they're going to find somebody else, though. Yol in pretty deep on the backside. RMM pushing back the rest of Empire. They will TP to the Tier 2 tower.
It's a difficult fight.
Yeah, that's going to be it. Lifestealer moving into his Echo Saber. They do have 2 armlets up. Scandal has his and a Blink Dagger on the DK. In comes BZZ. Misses the stun. Pasha with a nice back wall on 3. Yol comes charging in. Rubik drops instantly. Nice stun from Afterlife, but is it going to be enough to actually stop this fight? BZZ, Blink Dagger up. Stun in onto Ramses. He's getting low. They've got the kill. Can't armlet toggle that one. Illidan will get credit. Now Winter's Curse comes out onto Scandal. That'll buy him a little bit of time. In comes BZZ. There's the ult again in this team fight from F5, completely running circles around Empire. It's an easy 4-0. a free tier 2 tower, and they're going to look towards high ground.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
This is nasty setup from the Fantastic5, dude. They are... Can't help but feel like some folks have been underestimating this team that came out of the open. Maposhka, uh-oh, way back into the towers. Ricky evaporates under the pressure of F5. King R steals Sandstorm. That's cute, but not going to stop this push.
They're just crumbling to the mass team fight.
Dire's
I
middle
think
tower
Fantastic5 are really executing it well. We mentioned in the draft that it's going to be difficult for them to make this team fight work, and I mean, they're doing it. That was just a great setup. Darkseer right into the follow-up, and I feel like Sand King, like BZZ has been very patient with his ult in a good way. Like, he's waiting for the fights to break out a little bit, waiting for them to commit to something else, and then it's like by the time he ults, it's like, oh, crap, and the Sand King too. You know, he's like the nail in the coffin in all these fights, which is a good way to do it.
He has good setup for it. It was a
Yeah.
nice curse by R-Man, especially.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, that wasn't... It's not like that was the only ult he's had that was good, though. It seems like most of them have really been on point.
Yep. They're desperate. Smoke time.
All right. Scandal with the surprise inside. He's got the Blink Dagger, so not a bad way to get things started.
They know, though. You can tell by the way they're positioned. Like, Riol's just trying to pop the smoke with the Observer Ward, and he
Yeah.
will pop it.
This is good positioning from Yoldo. Trying to bait something out with the Sand King illusion, though. It might scare him back. Afterlife walks in. They go right in onto Yol. Kind of a shame for the Spirit Breaker. He had the right idea, but it just didn't work out. Scandal caught by the Winter's Curse. Now BZZ comes in. Another ultimate, this time just on Ramses. But they've got a lot of follow-up damage, and the Lifestealer is going to drop. It's a 1-for-1. Core for support, and now Empire definitely on the back foot. Pasha trying to pursue. King R steals himself an Ion Shell, but there's the stun from BZZ. And Rubik will pay the ultimate price. 1 for 2. Maposhka still alive.
Pasha's been so good on the during the fights.
Yeah. No, he really has. Is this game even winnable for Empire anymore? It feels like Fantastic5 are just completely in control. Look at the itemization, and
Maybe mass BKBs, but F5 are not going to give them that amount of space.
I mean, TB, like, he does so much damage right now, they can just cripple this barracks mid. They've already killed the tier 3 tower. They have no way to deal with the illusions.
4-man stun.
Okay. I mean, that's a nice setup, but now what?
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
All right, King R. He's throwing spells out like crazy, but it just doesn't matter.
Oh, they threw him to the low ground? Oh.
Thanks.
I think if they get BKB up on DK, then they can do some damage.
God, he's not even close. Is there anything on the courier?
Why you have to buy Blink? He ruined my prediction. Actually, that's not true. There's 4 Blinks. I've lost.
Oh, I think I'm going to do it. 3 to 4. See? Is it the 4 heroes that I called, too?
DK, Nyx, Sand King, Darkseer.
Yeah, there you go.
I didn't think they'd farm it in time.
Damn. 25 minutes, though, for those kind of items is... The real thing is, will the DK get it? If he wants to, he can farm it in that window, no problem. But we haven't seen it nearly as much, for sure.
Yeah, I just feel like they lack damage now. Like, they can't drop the Terrorblade at all.
Yeah.
And... Because they had to drop the Terrorblade through Winter's Curse and Sunder. Or sorry, Cold Embrace and Sunder. And I don't think either of those are happening well.
Well, and it's usually you see the DK pick it up when he's the one that needs to be the initiator, and he'll grab that illusion there. But they've got a Nyx, and they've got a Ricky and Festbomb. I mean, and a Rubik who can initiate with either a Stolen Stun or a Telekinesis. Yeah, it doesn't really feel needed here this game for the Dragon Knight. I would agree.
It's all good.
Hmm.
Or is it?
Well, I guess it depends on which team you're cheering for. Roshan is up. Fantastic5. Good look for a pick and then a movement in towards the Roche pit. You were right about these mobility tools. They've got 2 Blinks and 2 Force Stabs now. Darkseer has picked one up after the mech.
Now Riki is very, very weak.
Yeah,
Dire's
just Force
top
Staff out of the
tower is
cloud.
under attack.
Pasha on his way in. Back on 2. Follow-up stun from the Nyx. Connects on 2 as well. Pasha now gets turned on. In comes Spirit Breaker. He goes charging on through. So looking like an okay fight for Fantastic5. Sunder available on Illidan. Oh, this time they mess it up. BZZ, he gets Winter's Curse stolen by the Rubik. And that might be the end of him. Just barely survives to the last second, but will fall. Pasha locked in place as well. 2 big kills for Empire. It's a wicked 6 streak going the way of the Ricky. Now Illidan may get left behind. He might be able to get off a Sunder here and buy himself some time. Ice Cube, not going to save him.
Uh-oh, he doesn't have a TV scroll. This might be another feed.
Empire with a sign of life here. That's
That,
a 5K net worth swing.
that was a terrible Winter's Curse. He should have heard the Epicast too. That's the thing. Like, it's not like an RP where you just, like,
It just
it's
happens.
Just an RP,
There's
yeah.
a charge up for
There's
it.
a charge up. So, yeah, bad communication by them. That would have been a really good epicenter too. It was a really good epicenter.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. I mean, that's exactly what we were worried about when we were looking at this on paper.
You praise him for the execution, and then, boom, this happens.
Bound to happen sometime. And a bad time for it, too. Empire just walked right into the Roche pit. It looks like this one will be uncontested. Go the way of the Dire. Still a pretty big lead for the Fantastic 5 overall.
Sun has fallen to the dire.
They still have superior team fight on the side of F5. Just got to be more careful about how you execute.
Oh, no. They got 5 Blink Daggers before 25 minutes. Damn it.
Wow.
King R just bought his.
You lost.
My predictions. No. I
You're
did,
right.
I did not
25
think they would get 5, though.
25 is a long time. Well, I didn't think they'd get 3 or 4 or 5.
And yeah, I didn't think the Rubik would be able to farm it that fast. That's actually kind of impressive. Now Ricky picks up a 4 staff.
Sometimes it's seen as a kind of solution to Winter's Curse.
All right. Yeah, I can see that.
It's hard to pull off, though, especially as a melee Riki.
Yeah, I guess it just does give you that extra little bit of survivability in general, though. Jump up on the high ground or something. 1, 5, and 8. Maposhka's had an okay game.
Has he?
I would say just okay. And by just okay, I mean it could be worse.
He could not have a 4 staff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the best Ricky game. They haven't really been doing... So this is sort of like what I was talking about in the draft, right? You have, like when we saw Ricky Lifestealer picked up right away. It's a good combo, but they've only used it, what, once this game so
Because
far?
they're always F5
Maybe
they're always
twice?
grouped up. Like, look at their positioning. They're almost always as 5.
Yeah.
There's no way you can FS gank this without someone getting 4 staffed out.
Yeah. I guess it's really not that hard to play around if you have a good 5-man lineup.
That's why I thought Empire were going to get more team fight, but their team fight's still pretty lacking. But with PKB coming out soon on Dragonite, with the Aegis at the ready for Lifestealer, looks like they may soon have the items to deal with this combination from F5, or just hope they mess up Winter's Curse again. Oh, I didn't see this cosmetic coming out from the Winter Wyvern.
Winter Wyvern?
Winter Wyvern?
She doesn't even look
Dire's
any
top
different.
tower is under attack.
Her wings look way cooler.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There's a little more detail. She's got like
Radiant's
crystals
middle
under her
tower
wings.
is under attack.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's alright.
It's not ugly, but it's not... I'm going to be honest, I didn't even notice it was a cosmetic at first.
It's no Invoker Immortal.
Yeah, dude, that thing is... I think what's cool about the Invoker one is it's hard to make ones that really drastically change the hero that I don't go, oh god, that's too much. Like, I remember when that Lesh stick came out and he's like carrying around this stupid scepter. I'm like, yeah, I get it. He looks glowier, but it looks kind of stupid. Invoker just looks awesome.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Maposhka. Uh-oh, they've got dust. They've got a sentry. But they don't have any stuns. Yes, they do, just barely. I'll vacuum him back. And this should be the end of the Ricky. He's going to be obnoxious about it. He's going to get off the tricks of the trade. But they'll bring him down eventually. Space created for the DK. That's a BKB up. That was one of the signs that you were talking about to maybe change the state of this game in favor of Empire.
Yep, they're getting there. Still, it comes down to team fight execution. Can they stop the epicenter channel? Very unlikely. Can they not clump up for Winter's Curse? Can they burst down TB before Sunder? All these questions remain to be answered. Scandal with the Infest Bomb. This is a little bit unexpected. You don't expect him to take a fight without the Riki.
Yeah, here we go. They go right in onto BZZ. He did not seem ready for it. Sand King, in a blink of an eye, from full to zero. They'll just rotate right into this tier 1 mid.
Yeah, that's the gank you don't expect.
Yeah.
That was a really nice play by Empire.
The wild card factor.
Yep.
Tier 1 tower falls.
Radiant's
Scandal.
middle tower has fallen.
Easy tower kill there. That is the last tier 1 of the match. And do Empire keep pushing here, or do they just back out? They've got some time left on Elder Dragon form. They could definitely continue the siege with Sand King down for 30.
How long's left on Aegis? 1 minute, yeah, okay.
Smoke
that's
up.
a good sign.
Smoke up only on 2 heroes, though. Interesting.
That's our 2 initiators. It's all good.
Afterlife almost breaks it. He's so close. He breaks Pasha's, but he's on high ground. Stun onto Yol. A little far out of the base. Now the follow-up from Scandal. There's that Blink Dagger coming into play. Nice play from RMN, though. Keeps Yol alive. Now the winner's curse after the vac from Pasha. Still maybe rough for Fantastic5. Empire holding their ground. They'll lose the Rubik first. Now a stun. Pasha getting low, but so is Scandal. It's a close call. It's Illidan in the backline with huge damage. BZZ comes scooting on forward. An underwhelming ultimate. Breaking into a couple of fights here. RMN getting finished off by Ramses in the back. And now Dragon Knight getting chased down under the tower. Empire low on resources. That's the end of the Aegis. Lifestealer coming back, but he's got no friends nearby. And this is probably another kill on Ramsey. There's a full Scotty up on the Terrorblade. Yeah, you're not getting away from that. It's a decent attempt from Afterlife with a stun. The 4-staff train. Snowball's still going to continue to chase him down. They will settle for Afterlife. Can they still get this Ramses kill? It doesn't look like it.
That is an unchecked Terrorblade in a team fight, just wreaking havoc from the back lines.
Dude, oh yeah. Look at that damage done. 1,600.
Yeah, he crushed that fight. Also, they were really good at protecting the Spirit Breaker, the Cold Embrace. Even the Winter's Curse wasn't that great. He could have casted on the Lifestealer and gotten 3, but he still got 2 of them, and that just bought enough time for Sand King to revive and do his thing.
Yeah. And now they're going to go right up towards the high ground. The exposed barracks, Glyph is used right away. Metamorphosis down for another minute. And maybe they'll get the melee barracks there. Probably not. Just a couple of illusions. Not going to be enough. And Empire hang on a bit longer.
Now Sand King with the Scepter. Nice.
He's got so much mobility now.
That Scepter is crazy good. Especially because he has max Caustic now.
Yeah. It's a big change. The ult Scepter on this hero always felt pretty underwhelming. Basically just made Epicenter do more damage. That was it. More pulses.
Yeah.
This just opens up so much more potential for the hero.
Now he has
1,300 range.
And the Caustic.
And the Caustic, you're right.
Go for my master.
That range is really nuts. So even just like mousing over it is just like, Jesus.
Yeah, if you have Aether Lens, it's like really hard to even cast it at max range.
Yeah. At travel time. All right, so what's the play here? F5 looking like they want to get aggressive. Empire kind of grouped up around the mid. Afterlife with the Infest Bomb. They find RMM, but he survives through it. The 4-staff chain. Sand King looking for the opening, but Scandal initiates. BKB popped. Wall vac. They're putting a lot of damage into Ramses. More 4-staffs. He's just trying to get away. The Dragon Knight actually falls first. And now they're going to get Ramses. Illidan just left unchecked again. Right clicks, armlet toggling. Buying himself some time, but the Scotty is just too much. Really good armlet toggling here. Keeps him alive longer than perhaps it should. But in the end, Darkseer is able to secure the kill. Meanwhile, on the other side, Yol and BZZ just chasing down Miposhka and Afterlife. They do have a Sentry Ward to be able to outrange it. BZZ, can he find the stun? Nope, gets silenced up. Do they have any more detection? Doesn't look like it. I don't see a gem. I don't see any dust. Well, they do have dust, but it's on cooldown. Just coming up now on Yol.
That's very problematic when they can't kill the Winter Wyvern like that. She was isolated from the rest of her team and then got double 4-staff because they didn't have enough burst, and the team was really quick to react off the back of that.
Here we go. 2 heroes dead. No buyback for Empire. Fantastic5 charge right up to the high ground. Remember, there's no glyph for a couple of minutes. They'll finish off the melee barracks mid. And we'll see if they continue to stick around and press their luck. Epicenter is available. Stun on 3 after a vac in. Oh, that hurts to watch. 2 heroes down now without buyback alongside the Lifestealer. Riki just barely survives. He phases himself out with the tricks of the trade, but that was devastating.
That was dirty. Pasha. What a player.
That was just a sick setup, man. Perfect timing. Beautiful coordination. They're going to smoke up on the low ground. Didn't the tower have vision of that?
I wasn't watching.
Yeah, kind of weird. Looked like to me like they smoked in range of the tower, but doesn't matter. Empire calls it. They're going to lose 2 lanes of barracks. We'll see a final fight break out, but Empire is already tapped out. They get 1 more kill on Scandal just for good measure. The Fantastic5. Well, this was a great one for me. Incorrect, incorrect, and incorrect.
I got 2.
Yeah,
I
well.
got Smoke and Net Worth.
Hey, wait. I picked Illidan.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 1. All right, never mind. I can't read. The exhaustion really is catching up to me. My God.
That mid Sand King, though.
That mid Sand King.
Overall, though, they drafted really well against the Lifestealer and the Riki. The Spirit Breaker to deal with both of them. The mass force staffs that they picked up very, very early on, even the Sand King
Yeah.
prioritizing it over to Blink Dagger, and their team fight initiation for the most part was very, very good, and they staggered their ultimates just to catch all of them out. It was
It's like once
Very
Fantastic
impressive.
5 asserted their dominance and they were ahead, it seemed like there was just no response to Illidan. It's like all of the other stuns and mobile heroes distracted them, and Illidan just stood there throwing snowballs.
because all like the thing is they couldn't focus down the Terrorblade because you need multiple heroes to do so, and if
Yeah.
you focus them down, you're going to clump up because they have all these melee heroes, and then they die to their ultimates. But if you can't focus Illidan down, then he's just going